Hello class, my name is Charles and today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to set up your hydroponic garden. You should see in front of you a model similar to the one I have here, and we're going to show you how to set it up and its inner workings and how to grow plants. Alright class, if your thing is not currently assembled, make sure before you fill it with water that you have it stay steady on the dolly and that you have the top screwed in with its 3 screws to keep the lights on nice and secure. Right now, when you fill it with water, when all that's set up, you're going to want to fill it up to you're going to make sure the pump is filled in, and then you're going to fill it up to the black fill line we have labeled on your model. When you fill up your hydroponic garden, make sure you don't go over the black labeled fill line. If you do, there's a possibility that your garden may leak and get water everywhere, so we're going to try to avoid that. Alright, now I'm going to show you the basic model of how do you set up the seeds for this hydroponic garden. So come a little closer and I'll show you in more detail. Alright class, now we're going to talk about how to plant your hydroponic garden. Step 1, we're going to remove our planting cup from the tower. Our next step, we're going to get these little clay spears out of this bag I have with me. I'll show you them here. These are what the roots are going to grab onto when we plant our hydroponic, when we plant the plants in the hydroponic. We're going to make a layer on the bottom of the cup, about a ½ inch, and it's going to be even so we can place a sponge in later. Our next step, we're going to get our sponge, and we're going to dip it in water and hold it under, fully submerged, for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Once it is fully submerged, we are going to notch out a little hole in the top of it so we can plant our seeds inside of it. Alright, see, I got a little hole in there now. Now we're going to take our 3 pepper seeds for this example. Here you go, if you can see them on my hand. And we're going to place them in that little hole. We're going to cover them up a little bit. Then we're going to place them on top of the hydro spears. And we're going to try to keep this thing balanced and standing up nice and tall. We're going to want to keep it near the middle. And now we're going to use the rest of our hydro spears to fill in a ring around this cup. And we're going to try to keep this balanced and in the middle. Alright class, when you're done, it should look like this. You got to make sure that none of the things are above this fill line, or when we place it into the hydroponic itself, they'll fall out. So you got to be nice and careful about that. Alright class, now that we've placed the cup back into the hydroponic tower, we can just leave that cup alone for a while and the hydroponic should take care of the rest. Alright class, different seeds will take different amount of time. For example, radish seeds are the quickest. They're going to be in 1 to 2 days. They should be all nice and starting to grow, and you can see them. Now, with radishes, in about 15 days, you'll be able to harvest the plant, and you may be able to eat it. Other seeds grow at slower rates, so you just got to be patient with them and watch them grow. All right. Once you've set up all your plants, the hydroponic really doesn't need that much maintenance. But one thing, when you're putting in the water for every 2 gallons of water you add, you must add 1 teaspoon of the liquid plant food I've supplied you. Also, every 1 to 2 weeks, check the water level to make sure everything is at the fill line, alright? To help make the setup of this hydroponic easier, we're going to be using a timing system to turn these lights and the pump on and off to make sure things are easier for you. We'll show you how that works now. Alright class, I found that this hydroponic works best if it's on for 14 hours at a time, then is on and off at 30-minute intervals. So we're going to have this thing on basically all night, and then we're going to have it on, then off, then on, then off at 30-minute intervals throughout the day until it's on again for the rest of the night. Alright class, the last thing we're going to discuss is cleaning out this hydroponic garden. So when you want to clean out your hydroponic garden, first step, we're going to have to take off all of these lights. Now on your model, it's a screw system, so you're going to have to hold it and twist off the wing nuts. From there, you're going to want to remove the electric box on the back of the hydroponic garden, just to get rid of all the wires and electricity. From there, you're going to remove the plastic cups out of the thing, and hopefully we're going to get this thing outside, and we're going to take a hose, and we're going to spray out all the individual little cups and holes to make sure it's nice and clean. From there, once we got all that done, there should be a little water valve in the back of your hydroponic. There should be a little water valve. We're going to when we have this thing outside, you're going to twist it to take this off. Then we're going to let it drain out for a while. Once it's done draining on its own, you're going to be very careful and you're going to tilt the whole thing slightly and making sure you have someone bracing it the entire time. Once all the water is done, we're going to let the thing dry out on its own, and then we're going to package it and put it away. Alright, I hope this thing's been helpful, learning how to set up, clean, maintain, and grow plants in your new hydroponic garden. I would like to thank the school, my troop, and especially Mr. Angelo for giving me the support to help me complete this hydroponic garden for this life skills class.